SupremeBaldman, and today we are doing another unit breakdown. So yeah, let's get into it. As you can tell from the title, we are working on doing a unit breakdown for Halberd Elite. And as you can tell, I have mine in Eagle Guard, which we'll talk about that. So let's go ahead and max them out since we can. Boom. And we'll get into this here in a minute. Don't look too closely. Don't want you to get ahead of yourself now. All right, so like always, let's start with their traits. They have Iron Discipline. During the Dynasty Awakening season, leadership requirements have been reduced by 10 points. And I have the leadership doctrine on mine, which is why they say 180. So without that, they'd probably be 190. But also, Halberd Pull. Excels in using weapons to pull enemies over shields and control them. Attacks intermittently pull enemies with the pulling from normal attack, and skills can ignore blocks. All right, so let's just take a second to break down that wording. Attacks intermittently pull enemies with the pulling from normal attack, and skills can ignore blocks. Okay, just making sure it wasn't just me messing up my verbiage there. Yeah, so the wording's a little off there, but basically what it's saying is every once in a while, they are going to initiate their own pull, which is the yank that you'll see them use in the gameplay. And this is saying that they can ignore blocks. So if you're facing a shield unit, which is what you want to be facing with the Halberd Elite, you're going to see them periodically pull down an enemy and get through their block. It's pretty cool. I think it's one of the more cool abilities that they've released in the game. So, just saying, it's pretty neat. Decapitate for title. Successfully decapitating enemies grants them rank promotion. After killing an enemy unit, instantly restore 15% of max health and increase all types of defense and damage dealt by 20% for the next 5 seconds. This effect can trigger once every 5 seconds. So, I tested this, and this seems to be like a per person. I don't know if the ability just was activating wrong or if maybe it's still a little wonky, but every once in a while they'll get like a decapitation and it grants the above abilities. So next up, I think is an important one, is Swamp. Increases damage dealt to cavalry by 26% and reduces an attacked cavalry unit's movement speed by 30% for 1.5 seconds, which is pretty cool. So I went into a game the other day and used this, and a guy charged me with Companion Cav. I activated their ability that blocks all attacks from the front, or the chance to block attacks from the front, and I wiped out Companion Cav all off the rip. I don't know if I just got lucky or what, but it's pretty cool, and I think it was a big part to play with this Swamp ability, or Swamp trait, I should say. All right, their formations. They have a general line unit. So their formation is just a straight line, like some of Palace Guards, Murms, Stalwarts, stuff like that. They just have a line formation. It's the same. Then they've got the wedge. This is going to be the first different style of formation that you're not used to seeing. I'm not sure which units actually have something like this. I know that the not the rattan round shields, but the Prefecture Guard, they have an arch one, but it's not quite a wedge like this. And I don't use the wedge formation like at all. It's something that I'm going to try to use in the gameplay, so we'll see that coming up. But I really like using the block. This has been my favorite formation by far, because it lets me put concentrated attacks in one area. So what I'm going to do is bunch all of my Halberd Elite up, shove them into a shield wall, basically putting them in this formation before I attack, and then activating Cloud Cleave, and then activating Storm Surge. So here's why I say that. Going down to the abilities, or orders, as they're called in here, they have Cloud Cleave. Dash towards target enemies and then halt and pull the enemies toward them. Can block frontal attacks while charging. This is the ability I was talking about when that guy charged me with his companion cav, and I activated this upon the clash, and we ended up wiping out all the companion cav. Another one is Storm Surge. Immediately break free from control effects and retreat, pulling the enemies in the chosen direction toward them. Damage taken is reduced by 30% during the skill. So this one's huge, right? Because I told you I activate and initiate combat with Cloud Cleave. That gets them in there. And say they're getting crowd controlled, right? I immediately activate Storm Surge. They break free from their control effects and immediately yank the entire shield wall down. I've been seeing some people mess up and activate Storm Surge first before activating Cloud Cleave. And you'll watch their whole unit of elite halberds or Halberd Elite get just absolutely wiped. So that's their abilities right there. So let's move on and talk about the doctrines I have on them, because they don't have mastery, obviously, since they just came out. So the doctrines that I have on them, I have the anti-cavalry doctrine. They are technically a polearm unit, but you're not going to really use them towards cavalry. I have it on there because I hate cav and I like the chance of just getting to wipe them out. But it's honestly too because I don't really have anything much better. I'm considering putting this on there instead of the cavalry damage. So, we'll see. For the Epic Polearm Doctrine 3, allows the unit to use the Pike Assault Order. I actually really like this. This is a charge with the pikes. I've been able to just clip heroes out of combat by using it. Just I see a hero who steps too far in front of his unit or something, boom, and they just get spiked by the charge. And then that allows me to go through my chain of charge, cloud surge or cloud cleave, and then storm surge. And it usually follows a hero kill, and then their unit gets ripped apart. And then obviously I have the Epic Leadership Doctrine. Reduces leadership cost by 16%. Great. They're already reduced cost right now for the season, so I'm bringing them for 180. It's like the price of what blue units used to cost. That's great. Next, I have the Epic Polearm Doctrine 1. Increases piercing damage by 80. Increases piercing armor penetration by 120. They do a lot of slashing, so I wish that I could put a slashing version of this on there. Because, if you look at all of their abilities, it's a lot of just like whack, 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 rather than stab, stab, stab. So, next is their specific doctrine for them. This is the Halberd Elite Bloody Ennobling. Increases max health by 6%, and Decapitate for title gains an additional 8% damage and defense bonus. That's huge. It's a requirement. If you run this unit, you have to use that. It's just that simple. You need that doctrine on them. It makes them way more effective. And so not only are you getting more sustain, but you're getting that extra 8% damage. That's great. Yeah, it's required. All right, outside of the doctrine, on to what takes the longest. Let's talk about veterancy. All right, I ran the Elite Halberds, or Halberd Elite, in the top tree for almost all of last week. So right when they released, this is the tree I used. All right. Was seeing good results. Was seeing decent results, and they were chopping people up, but they were super squishy, and it didn't feel like they were getting a lot of value because I was basically running into one unit, getting to use them for that one unit, and then I'd have 4 left at the end. And then I was basically like, well, that unit's gone. So I decided on the last 3 days of the week to switch to the bottom tree. The bottom tree I have found way more successful, and let's talk about it. So in the bottom tree, you've got 9% increase in health. You've got your piercing defense by 9%. slashing defense by 9%. Each time Decapitate for Title is triggered, restore an additional 8% of maximum health. Let's talk about sustainability. It's huge. That's their passive ability that they can randomly activate, Decapitate for Title. It's great. And you're just instantly restoring 8% of their max health. Each level increases slashing armor penetration, so you're getting an extra 10% slashing penetration. And then Storm Surge increases movement speed for 3 seconds after use. So you're doing that twice. Each level increases movement speed by 10%. So yeah, you're increasing it for 20%. That's crazy. Each level reduces the cooldown of Storm Surge by 1 second. So you're getting a 2-second reduction in Storm Surge. Why this is important is because the more you get to use Storm Surge is the more crowd control you're just shrugging off. And crowd control is huge in Conqueror's Blade. If your units get crowd control, they can't fight. So being able to activate Storm Surge over and over and over again keeps you in the fight. And then finally, at the end of the tree, during Storm Surge, you're immune to control effects and gain an additional 10% damage reduction. Unit designation changed to Halberd Elite Eagle Guard. That's what I'm talking about right there. We already talked about how important it is to shrug off CC. Now, not only are you shrugging it off completely, but now you're just immune to it during that ability. And you're going to gain an additional 10% damage reduction on top of your already damage reduction from your other passives and abilities. That's crazy. That's so good. So this is the tree I use. This is the tree I've had the most success with. This is the tree that you're going to see in the video. This is the section I will use. Bottom line is way better. It's more sustain, which in reality is going to give you a little bit more damage in the end. But if you go to the top, this is what would be considered your damage tree. So you're going to get slashing damage, 6%. Slashing defense, 9%. Piercing armor penetration, 15%. Increases frequency of using the halberd to pull enemies. Great. It's cool. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's great. Like, the more you can pull enemies, the better, because it pulls them off their block. Each level increases damage dealt to cavalry by 5%. So 10% increased damage to cavalry. Honestly, whatever. Cloud Cleave inflicts slowdown effect on the enemy units for 3 seconds. Each level reduces target movement speed by 10%. So you can get a 20% movement reduction when using Cloud Cleave on the enemy. Cool. It's not super great because right now we're in a shield meta. And with shield meta, fights are lasting so long. So no one's really running away. So you don't need to slow them. All right, next one is Battle Frenzy. This is going to be each level increases the damage of Cloud Cleave by 10%. Cool, so you're going to get an extra 20% damage on Cloud Cleave. See, this is where the damage comes in. You're doing more damage. And then pulling attack of Cloud Cleave and Halberd Pull reduce the target's defenses by 20% for 5 seconds. And then that changes their designation to Halberd Elite Tiger Guard. So, it's good. It's really good. But it's not worth the rest of the tree. Love this ability, but it doesn't seem worth the rest of the tree when I can get more sustain and last longer in these fights that are going to be taking way longer. But it is good. So, test it however you want. I think you're going to see success with both trees. This is just what I have found success with the most. So, that's their Veterancy. We've gone over their Doctrines, their Veterancy, their traits, their formations, and unit orders. And obviously, I have a skin on them. That's not what they normally look like. And let's get into the gameplay so you can see how they work. All right, here we are in game 1 again because I deleted my other game 1 footage. So this is the new game 1. And we are using the Halberd Elite. We are on defense. This is not where I usually get to use them. So we're going to run into these, activate our Q, pull them, boom, pull back, and then we get them out. Get them out, get them out, get them out. Let's trap this Adachi. Almost missed our ultimate there. That would have been awful. Yeah. So that's a simple way of using them, and all I did was activate their Cloud Surge, or Cloud Cleave, and then their Storm Surge, just to make sure they got the damage reduction, and then we can just kill these peasants. Just hit your Q, have them rush in real quick, get a few kills, yank them back. All right, cool. Then we take them right back out because we get our ability so often. And if you look, I got my health back. So the couple that lost their health, because we got the Decapitate for Title passive to proc, they got their health back and their max health was increased for that little bit of time. So now, we'll wait for this wall to be breached. Yep. So now we need to tell our team, we need to defend here. So let's tell a global that we need aid here, because they're probably going to be getting lined up out here, if I had to guess. No, they're not. Okay. Very interesting. Very interesting. Oh, we have someone at the supply point back here. So let's try and handle that real quick. Make sure they die and are punished for their transgressions. Yep, and he's going to die. All right, good. Let's take this back real quick, and then we'll take our unit back with us. I'm going to keep them with me because they are fairly squishy if you're not there. Let's go ahead and finish healing up the rest of our health. All right, let's go. We're going to go right back down to the breach. Let's go to the right wall breach, which you will see on the eastern part of the map. And we're going to help fight this. I'd say we probably do decently well against these two types of units. So let's hope we get up here quickly. Let's charge our guys in here. Activate our Q. And then we're going to pull back. There we go. Just to get them back and activate their passive. Let's push our guys up in there. Activate their Q. Alright, then we're going to pull back to make sure that they don't get injured. Let's send them to the supply point. Just to get them away. Okay, now we're going to walk back forward. We're just going to do this dance between supply point and staircase to keep our guys alive. I don't know what just hit them, but it didn't do much damage to them, so that's good. And it might be because of that max health increase they get, because we definitely got a few kills there to proc their passive. So let's pull our guys back down. Looks like we're getting attacked by stalwarts. This will be the perfect showcase of how they work. Let's do them in the arc formation. Since in training grounds we saw a really good display of it, so we'll put them right here. Go ahead and clean up the rest of this unit. Have them pull the enemy. There we go. All right, let's pull them back down. And this is the idea, right? You're walking from place to place using their shield wall stopping ability, which is their Cloud Cleave and Storm Surge. Let's have them walk that direction for now, because there's no active push happening here. We're basically just going to have them tag the supply point, and then we're going to run back out. So they are up there, they tag the supply point, and now that they're there, I'm going to pull them back out. They're at full health. Let's see if we can't tuck our guys into this alleyway, because we can actually deal with that cav where they're not at full gallop, which he has some cav as well, or some anti-cav as well he can use, because I would say that they're not generally anti-cav. And now we're going to charge in. Now that we're in, activate our Q, pull them back. Perfect. Yep. And that is a perfect display of how that charge, the Pike Assault Order, that doctrine that I have on them. That's why I like to use it. Helps them close the gap a little better than their Q does. Because their Q, they only charge in for about 2 seconds, and then they'll go ahead and swing. Okay. You'll kind of see me constantly toss my unit back to the supply point and come back. But I only do that just to keep them out of the eyes of the enemy, because I'm trying to protect them. And I don't always want to have to look at them, especially playing an assassin. Let's activate our Q. There we go. Kill that guy. And then we'll get them formed right back up. Okay, let's get right here. All right. We're good there. Make sure we're protecting the back of these stalwarts. The enemy is not doing super well here. Let's go ahead and get this cav from behind if we can. Oh, he's going to take him right back out that side. That's okay. That's okay. Okay. We'll tag the supply point. Just go ahead and top off our health. Okay, we can try our ability here. Let's do our charge in. Okay, then let's try our cleave. Let's try our yank. And I think we did it the wrong way. So I think that's what got us killed there. So sadly, we lost our unit, but we're 65 troop kills in. They did pretty good. And that shows you that you still can't face something like the Stalwarts head on, right? Like, they got there a block and they're sustained, but as soon as that blocking status ended... Oh, I don't know how we missed that. Sorry, I was talking. As soon as their blocking status ended, that's when they started to suffer the ramifications of being right next to them. Uh-oh. And we're probably gonna die here. Oh, hey. Their teammate saved me. How about that? Don't you love it when a Spirit Shield saves you from destruction? All right, let's get in here. But yeah, so that's game one. Let's go into game two. Yeah, I'm dumb. I wasn't recording. I got a ton of kills on some cavalry and some infantry. So let's hope I can recreate it with the 21 that I have left. So I am inside the enemy's positions right now. And I have my Halberd Elite, like we're making the video over. And yeah, I was dumb and didn't record. And I've already killed 46 troops. So hopefully I can show you how to do it. Oh, here we go. This is great. This is perfect timing. Oh, this is great. This is great. We can use them to annihilate these Fusiliers. We might be able to catch them. Let's see if we can't get in there and take them out using their ability. Let's drag some back. Let's try and beat these Halberdier sergeants if we can. And try and stomp these down. There we go. Jump back. All right. Yeah, so you kind of got to see what they do. We got one still putting in work on these peasants. He's tearing them up right now. Look at him go. Yeah. Yeah, yank them. Oh my god. Yeah, so that right there is the decapitate proc. So let's activate his ability. So you'll watch him constantly pull people down. And it is hilarious. So there he goes pulling again. Let's have him rush. Let's kill as many of these as we can. Try to make it to where you can't bring them back. Oh, okay. And we're about to die. All right. That's a short little preview of Halberd Elite. I'm going to make sure I film some more of that because that's only 2 minutes of stuff. So don't count that, but I thought it'd be cool to show this as bonus footage. So next time. All right, we in here. We in here. We're fighting Cav immediately because they're already charging us. It's crazy. Golly. We're trying to keep as many alive as we can. We've already lost 3. Goodness gracious. I tell you. Heck no, he ain't doing all that. Alright, send him to hill up. That way we can use all 22. I just filmed a match showing you how to use these guys. And let me tell you, I've been filming these all day. And I've made some mistakes, but I tell you, these ain't like any other unit. They are niche. And buddy, if they've got a good blob formed up, you're not doing nothing. Not doing nothing at all. So, whether this goes good or bad, this is clip 3, 100%. I feel like I've been filming these forever, trying to make them work, maybe thinking it's just me, but goodness gracious. They have been miserable to try and work with. There we go. This might be a good one right here. There we go. We pulled them out. Now we want to use their Q as soon as they try to brace. And look, I mean, it's not doing anything to them. Look at that. Not even against stalwarts. And that's a shield unit that they're supposed to be good against. It's nothing. I mean, they don't do anything to them. I've noticed in these blobs, you're lucky to get anything. I've noticed they do better when there's only a couple of them left alive. Like, you'll see they'll sit here and they'll kind of dance around and do their thing. And every time I get their ability proc, I pop it open and try to make it work. But it's wild. They're hard to use. They're hard to use. Like, as you can tell, for the last little bit, I've had one alive this whole time. It's crazy that he lasted that long. Let's try and help our teammate out here. But yeah, so that's Halberd Elite. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So let me finish up the siege, and I'll see you in the outro. Bloop. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Halberd Elite. Halberd Elite. Listen. I tell you, when I say I have filmed, look, my shirt's different. I worked all day trying to get these to do the right things. I switched veterancies back to the top tree. I switched back to the bottom tree. When I switched back to the top tree, I got deleted in every instance. They didn't even get to proc their abilities most of the time. In the bottom tree, they got to do it for a little bit. There'd be about 4 left, 3 left, and they would just sit there and eat them. Just sit there and eat them. Great. But when there's 25 of them, 22 of them, whatever it is, they're not doing nothing for you. It's crazy. I don't know what the deal is. They're a cool unit. They're fun to use if you can get them to work. They are blue era, green era, peasant era. Smash those, but as soon as you put them with purple era, and I can't even imagine gold, you're not going to get anything against golden era. I mean, they're going to get wiped up. As much as I hate it, I mean, it's a cool unit. I hope they get like a buff or something. Maybe it's the doctrines I have on them. I even swapped a doctrine to make them do more damage. I don't know. Like I said, they're cool. They're fun to use. I'm going to use them a decent bit just because I've got them for 180 leadership. So I'm going to probably keep using them. But yeah, it's going to be a learning curve. So if you want to use the Halberd Elite, it is a learning curve. And I say, good luck to you. I'm going to keep grinding at it, trying to get better at them. And I hope somebody out there can figure out how to make them that good. This whole shield break thing, buddy, they're not breaking stalwarts. They are not breaking stalwarts. I went against stalwarts all day. They ain't breaking them. The control aspect, I do see that. I see it on Cav. They've done great against Cav today. They've done great against bucklers today. But shields, what they're supposed to be good against, nothing. So, hey, but I had fun using them. It was tough trying to film some good matches where you get to see good ability procs. But hey, we did it, and we're here, and that's the outro. If you like videos like this, and you want to keep seeing more Conquerors Blade content from me, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Tell me what units you want to see. I want to make videos that you all want to see. So let me know, and I'll make videos about it, 100%. So, like I said, don't forget to like and subscribe. Peace.